today's election, and clearly the race is between PM Theresa May and Labour Party leader Jeremy Corbyn. In studio, I have Abel Oyeyo, who's our international affairs expert. He now joins me in studio. Abel, first of all, thank you for joining us on Worldview this afternoon. But then let's look at the election that is happening today. What is likely to determine this particular election?
I think number one is the economy. Number two, of course, security, given the recent terrorist attacks. So Britons are looking for someone who can, number one, assure them that they're going to be safe, and number two, of course, turn the British economy around in terms of jobs and in terms of, lowering the cost of living that has been skyrocketing over the last few years. Yeah.
Is Brexit going to play a role, do you think?
I think that is let's say, a decided move. Britons went to the polls and decided we want to get out of Europe. And of course, some issues were raised. The guys who wanted to remain did not campaign well and all that. But I think it's decided. And that is why May decided, now let's go to the polls and get a fresh mandate to pull out,
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think it's such a big deal. In fact, security is going to be big because of
the recent attacks, yeah.
Yes.
In fact, there was a conversation that maybe even this election shouldn't be taking place, especially after the election. What are your thoughts?
I think they should have postponed the elections for maybe a few more months, but I think, again, it's okay. Let it happen, so we get to see what happens at the end of the day.
So you think it's going to be between economy and security, but then there are those who also say that Jeremy Corbyn also offers the United Kingdom a soft way of getting out of Brexit.
You could say so, but I think, again, it's all about the Labour, was given a long time of, service, and they didn't do as well because the basis of the British economy was set during the time of Blair and Cameron, and of course Brown. So it was not as solid. That is why it became shaky, So I don't think they want to go back to Labour again. That is why Jeremy has a tough job. Beating May. Maybe
they're tired. Maybe they just want the devil they knew and work with.
I don't think so. In fact, if all conditions were to remain constant, talk about the terrorist attacks and all that, May could have had a very, very comfortable majority. It could have been so easy for her to win. Of course, she's going to win. I expect her to win at the end of the day.
What do you mean? Why do you expect her to win?
I think Britons like her, and they like the direction she's taking the country and all that. And of course, it was a very bold move for her to call for an election just after a few days, after she took over power.
Did she have a choice?
Yes, she could have just, said, okay, let's go ahead and pull out of Europe and all that until the next election cycle and all that. But she said, okay, no, let me get a fresh, strong mandate from the people so that when I do something, I know I have the blessings of the Britons. Yeah, okay. That was a courageous move she made. And of course, what we do around here, when you're given a very small opportunity to lead, you cling to power.
No, you hold on to it as much as you can.
Yes, you keep on postponing elections.
You keep postponing and you say, we'll have it next time.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
So you think that probably will work in her favor?
It's going to work. She's going to win. I expect her to get not less than 350 members of parliament on her side, and I think that is going to be very strong for her to shape the next agenda.
So in other words, she's probably going to get the majority in parliament?
Yes.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about Theresa May. What kind of a leader is she?
She's very sober. She's very measured in her moves. She's very moderate. She's not an extremist. And then I think she's been able to watch how Britain, operates over a long period of time. So I think she knows what to do. And the best move, of course, she made was to go seeking a fresh mandate. So she's going to make very tough choices and decisions, believing, of course, that she has the support of the people. That is if she gets the mandate today in the election.
Like a genuine mandate from the people, not because someone has decided to step down.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to work for her in this particular election?
I think she's shown what we call a steady hand in the face of the terrorist attacks. She's been very, very modest in terms of dealing with economic issues. Conservatives were accused of being tough, austerity measures and all that during the economic breakdown and all that. But she's come saying, as much as we need to be conservative in terms of the economy, we still have to make sure we have what we call the safety nets for the less fortunate within the community. And then, of course, she's decided to swing to the side of guys who are compassionate to immigrants and all that. So I think she appeals to a wider audience in the British population. That makes her a very strong leader. So the Labour Party does not have a weak point they can hammer so as to put her down.
Okay.
Yeah, we can say she snatched the mud from under their feet. Yes.
Corbyn?
Yes.
What about Corbyn? What kind of a person is
He's
he?
a maverick, and he comes out like someone who is anti-establishment, a fresh face. But I think it's too late. Yeah, I think given time, he could have eaten so much into May's support. That is why I think he's been able to bring the party from way behind, around 22 points, to I think around 7 points now. That is, it's
So if there was just a little time, probably he would have...
could have made a difference, but it's too late.
Okay, but then there are those who are arguing that probably he may stand a chance. I know you're very hopeful that Theresa May will probably get this by the end of the day.
Yes.
But then there are those who say that Corbyn offers a chance for the UK to get out of Brexit, but in a soft way. Because there's a lot of uncertainty surrounding Brexit. A lot of people are concerned on what is going to happen after Brexit. And then, so a good number will probably vote for Corbyn because he's sort of giving them a soft landing.
What's a soft landing?
Maybe so that...
There's nothing like a soft landing. You're either getting out of Europe or not. And I think it's too late
Maybe
to
the
talk.
conditions?
It's too late to talk about a soft landing.
Yeah.
They had a chance of campaigning vigorously to make sure it doesn't do what? Get out of Europe. They were late. It's now done. And I think it's going to, when we talk about a soft landing, then I think it's good to come from the Conservatives because I think their framework for the economy of Britain is stronger than that one of Labour because they talk about self-independence in terms of the economy. And that is the basis for a strong economic, let's say, state for a country. You cannot talk about trying to still get connections to Europe. That's why we weaken Britain, and I don't think it's going to work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, you've said that Corbyn probably has worked really, really hard, and if he had a chance, then maybe he would have
gotten very close.
Would have gotten very, very close.
Yes.
So putting in mind the fact that he's worked so hard, as you say, what are the chances that we probably could see a hung parliament? And we are speculating right now.
Okay, 1 to 100 in terms of percentage, 20%. I think it's going to be very decisive for the Conservatives. I don't think it's going to...
You don't foresee a hung parliament?
No, I don't foresee that.
Okay.
Yes.
So apart from May and Corbyn, who else do you think probably will get numbers from this? Or it's just the two?
Yeah, of course, we can talk about maybe some 7% for the Liberal Democrats and maybe some 10% for the UKIP and all that, but those are negligible. Yes, I don't think they're going to play a major role. It's a two-party kind of thing. I think it's mirrored the American, political sphere. Yeah, so it's Labour and the Conservatives.
Okay. So in your view, you don't think that probably this election that we're seeing today is probably a referendum on Brexit and how the UK residents want to get out of the European Union?
I think it's going to remain the same as it was when May took over. I think Britons want to get out of Europe. They want to do that.
Did you see the reaction after that? Actually they voted for Brexit, then all of a sudden they didn't even know what to do with that Brexit?
And there was confusion, of course, because that is not what was expected. The leadership expected to have, the people say, okay, let's remain here. So they were caught unawares. They didn't have a plan. That is what happens when you don't see maybe a couple of days into the future. You need to be calculative and you get some fallout as a leader. So they were shocked. So they had to plan, are we going to pull out and all that. So I expect Britain to be stronger after they've pulled out because, that is going to instill independence, which used to exist long before Europe. But of course, again, now we're going to see some kind of influence from France. The new leader, Macron, is pushing for a stronger Europe.
Yeah, Macron is really, really trying. So finally, before I let you go, what if we flip the coins and Corbyn actually wins this thing?
Well, that means now Macron gets to find a partner in building a stronger Europe.
Yeah.
But again, there is speculation in the wrong direction because expect me to win.
No. You remember the whole world knew Hillary Clinton was going to take the American presidency.
Well,
and then there was a shocker. So what if this is also going to be a shocker?
Hillary was expected to win, and you realize she won the popular vote.
Yeah, she got the popular vote. Yes.
And of course, the Russians meddled in, and Trump was an accident of history. We're looking forward to, I think, a possible impeachment in the next few days. It is very close to happening. Just keep watching.
Okay, that's a conversation we can't even start having here right now.
Yes.
But thank you so much for your time, Abel Oyeyo, International Affairs expert. Thank you for your time on Worldview this afternoon. Maybe we need to have a conversation about Trump and why you think probably his impeachment is just somewhere around the corner.
We should talk about that.
Oh my